Hello everybody, welcome to the Bunny Trail. I'm Carla and I have on my 'Tis the Season shirt that has Christmas balls, and this one's my favorite with the leopard or animal print on it, because then I get to wear my animal print cardigan. Oh yeah. But I have on these cute candy cane earrings, very cute. Okay, so I am just coming on to say hi. I don't really know a whole lot of much, but Bo, I'm talking to the camera. Nobody's here. Every time I start talking, he thinks somebody's here. I wanted to tell y'all, the other day, Mason, I'm looking at my ring light. The other day, Mason was like, well, I was setting up to do my last video, and Mason was like messing with the button that changes the light on the your light, and all of a sudden, okay, so I thought I had the white light, the one that makes you look really tan, and then one more. I thought it only had the 3 switches. And he was messing with it, and all of a sudden it's like it goes green, blue, purple, pink, multicolor. Did I say red? Yellow. I was like, wait. How'd you do that? So right now I have it set on a green light. So we're just seeing. Look, I'm gonna fix my hair while I'm on camera. Yep, there we go. Make it foofy. Anyway, so I thought I would just show you. I wanted to show y'all things that I have made before in the past. Give me 1 second, please. There we go. Okay, so Christmas decor that I had made in the past, I thought I would share, because nothing I make is extremely hard. If it was hard, I wouldn't do it. I've even, like, if I start something and it ends up being harder than it looked like it was going to be, I'll quit. I'm like, this is for the birds. I'm not doing it. But something that I made that is one of my favorite things is, let me get it turned around. I just forgot. Okay, so I have a Christmas mouse. That is from Walmart, of course. But this little tier tray right here I made. E6000 and hot glue, guys. That's all it is. And these red mugs were last year's mugs. And I don't think from the Dollar Tree. And the white plates also from the Dollar Tree. But I've also seen these white plates at Walmart as well. I have not seen these red mugs. I call them my sweater mugs, because if you look, it looks like the pattern on them looks like a sweater. So I haven't seen them at mine. Now my Dollar Tree is is a smaller one, so it's possible at others in other places they may have them, because this was the time of year that they came out last year. Maybe, I don't know, but even if you used a different color mug, it makes a really cute piece to put candy on, or whatever you wanted to put on it. I did have candy canes hanging around the top mug. I love these little mice, you guys. These little mice, last year they had them at Walmart, and they've got this thing on the back here where you can just like stick it in on your tree branches, I guess is what it's for. But I got 3 of them for the 3 blind mice. This one has a candy cane. Do they all have candy canes? Yeah, they have all got candy canes. And then the other 2 are, you can kind of see them, but one's right there and one's right there in the back. And this one I put right down here. They're so stinking cute. And I was hoping they were going to get more, because you guys, it's made out of styrofoam, sorry. And there's some worn spots on them already. So I was hoping to have some more. I would like to put them, spread them out in my Christmas decoration stuff. But anyway, they didn't have them this year. Not at our Walmart. But okay, so That's the only thing that I have brought here. I have made lots of stuff. I just don't have a lot of stuff with me. It got later than I expected. Here is something that I made last year. I like the antique style bells. Okay, and these are actually just plastic bells from Walmart. I think it comes 2 to a pack. And they're bright green shiny or bright red and shiny, you know. Well, I took them apart, completely apart. I chalk painted them. I antique waxed them. And then I even added and rusted a bell right there on the inside. Now, I'm going to take them and put them on some of that velvet ribbon. I'm going to put 3 on them, line them up, and just kind of, and then just hang that on my wall. Haven't done that yet. Now, I know y'all have heard me talk about the Christmas tree in my dining room is going to be gingerbread. Well, this is as far as I've gotten. And I say I've gotten. Tookie and Aurora have helped me. The girls have helped me. So, I mean, it's not been just me. They've helped me. What I have to do next is going to take a little bit more time, and that is why I haven't done it yet. I'm trying to get one of every little piece so I can show you. Just because it's going to take a little bit longer than I expected. So here's the gingerbread Christmas tree. And these were all wood pieces. They weren't painted. We painted them, and then I put some glitter paint on them. So I've got the Christmas tree, and then we've got a snowman right here, and then a snowflake. And I wish there would have been like gingerbread men and, you know, the gingerbread girl. And if I could probably figure something out. I just don't have a lot of time. What, 2 weeks? So who knows? I may not even get those, I don't know, put on for this year. I don't know. I'll try. If you watched my short earlier, I'll go ahead and drop that video right here. Uh-oh, you guys, we're in for it now. We have visitors. Check this out. Holly and Jolly are back, and they say time to play. Oh, no. And here's Aurora and Mason's second elves they got, and it says, we're back. And look, Chippy's new here. We have 5 elves, you guys. We are in so much trouble. What are we going to do? Well, Aurora will be happy because she's been worried that her elves have forgot about them. Okay, so I guess you saw the elves have come back. Aurora was getting a little worried because the elves hadn't visited yet. And it could be because somebody kept forgetting. But, sorry, I have a bad habit of messing with my glasses, putting them on, taking them off. So, but anyway, yes, the elves have come. And there's no telling what those elves are going to get into tonight. I'll try to leave a video and show y'all tomorrow. I have sprayed them with anointing oil, so they hopefully are going to be good elves. We had an incident yesterday. It was during the kids' naps, and I got a call from the school. And it was Mason's school, and it was the nurse. And she was calling to inform me that Mason had been in an altercation with another student early in the morning, and that student had punched Mason in the face. And at that point, when he came into her, he didn't have any swelling. But he came back to her a second time, and he had some swelling right in here. And she went, okay, well, first off, I don't even know what she's telling me. I don't even know what she's talking about, because why hadn't anybody called me yet? Why am I finding out through the nurse, who really doesn't have the specifics on what had happened and what had taken place? Well, then, while she just told me that, I was getting somebody was beeping in on me, and I told her, I looked at the phone, I said, well, the school's calling me right now. She goes, well, okay, get off the phone with me. I'm sure it's the principal calling to let you know. And then just call me back. So I hung up, but when I hung up, they had hung up. When I called back to the school, they're like, oh, I don't know, wasn't the principal, because he's busy dealing with something else right now. And she said, not with Mason's issue, but it was with something else. And she's like, but I'll ask around and see if somebody knows who called you. And I was like, well, yeah, somebody should have called me. Somebody better been calling me, because this happened earlier in the day. And if he's got swelling now and nobody even called to tell me anything that went on, I'm a parent, I think I need to know. She's like, okay, yeah, you're right. I'll do some investigation and see what I can find out. So then in the meantime, I get back in touch with the nurse. The nurse doesn't have many details at all, because, well, that's not her job. Her job is to take care of, the wound, and that's it. Not investigate. That's other people's issues, to other people's things to deal with. So I know she knew that I was a little frustrated. I was not frustrated at her. I was just frustrated in general, because, okay, this has been going on for 2 years. 2 years. Mason has had issues in school with being bullied. I've taught my kids manners. I've tried to teach my kids, you don't say anything. If you don't have nothing nice to say, you don't say anything at all. And I've had to call the school. Okay, last year really was horrible. It was horrible. The bullying situation was horrible last year for him. This year, it has not been anything like last year. And it's been pretty much where we could handle it until this right here. So I just told the nurse, I was like, I'm just going, she's like, well, do you want me to go get Mason? And so, excuse me, so you can talk to him. And I said, no, I'm coming up to the school. She's like, okay. And I don't know, she might have gave them warning in the office. Cause okay, so when I told my son just happened to call me as I'm getting ready to go up there, and I'm ticked off that nobody called me, told me anything. They know the bullying situation. They should. And I'm mad. I'm mad that they didn't think it was important to call me and notify me. So I'm getting myself ready, and I'm getting the kids ready that I've got to take with me up there, but I am going to the school. And my oldest son, who is 24, he calls me, and he's like, getting ready? What are you getting ready for? Well, I told him the whole situation, and he was real quiet on the phone. My kids, they know their mama. And Bailey says, he goes, okay, Mom, you don't need to go in there looking like a crazy white woman. And I said, I am a crazy white woman right now. He's like, but don't let it show. Hide your crazy. Isn't that the country song? Hide your crazy. He's like, you need to go in there and you need to ask smart questions and not go in there acting all crazy. It was a good thing it took me about, Uh-oh. Are you okay, Ruth? Are you okay? Yeah. My cat was coughing. Sorry. So it was a good thing that I had about an hour. It took me about an hour to get myself ready, plus the kids, and get car seats in, get kids in, haul them all the way up there to the school, unload them. So it was about an hour before I get in there. And the principal was waiting on me. And we got in there. And I mean, he didn't even give Mason a chance to tell me what happened. He starts talking. And I hadn't even had a chance to talk to Mason. But Mason was waiting for me when I come in that door. And so they knew I was coming. So I'm guessing word traveled. they're like, you remember Carla? Yeah, you remember she's like Mason's mom? Remember last year? Remember all that? Yeah, she's coming up here. Y'all be ready. So they were ready. But they greeted me, with smiles and everything. And me and the kids I was bringing, And then the principal got me back there real quick. He started telling me all this stuff, which was kind of confusing because I needed to hear from Mason what had happened. And so when he finally got quiet, I asked Mason, because it had to all kind of revolve around one of his friends. And it was a friend that has been a friend for several years now, and so he was kind of telling me the situation, and his friend had told him that his mom and dad had got a divorce, and Mason and this friend of his, they joke around with each other all the time. So Mason thought it was a joke, and Mason went, huh, and then he said, no, I'm serious. He goes, really? I mean, because it was shocking. And his friend said yes, he was serious. Sorry, guys, I'm a knuckle popper. Anyway, and so Mason told him, yeah, bruh, I'm sorry. No, he probably said something like, dude, I'm sorry. He did he told him he was sorry, and that was yesterday. So this all took place yesterday. But when that was told to Mason, it was the day before that. That was Tuesday. Well, then Wednesday, these boys come up and are telling Mason, you need to go apologize to to the kid. I don't want to say his name, but because he did. I had to pause y'all for a moment. Anyway, so these little boys were telling him, you need to go apologize to that other little boy, your Mason's friend, because you laughed at him yesterday. And Mason's like, I only laughed at first because I thought he was joking. And when I realized he wasn't joking, I told him I was sorry. And they wouldn't stop. And Mason went and told him, went and apologized to his friend, which that wasn't the problem. I just hate Mason feeling like he's got to do what these kids say he's got to do, And the thing is, Mason's the tallest one in the school. All these other little boys are like at his shoulders. And Mason is listening to them, Mason is letting them bully him, I'm like, now I'm going to use the dude word. Dude, you're taller than them. You're bigger than them. There's no reason for you to let them bully you. There shouldn't be. I mean, so, I lost my train of thought. So, just thinking. So, I'm making sure he's not listening. Anyway, when he came back, I guess they were sitting together, and I don't know if it was at breakfast or what, but these boys, they all sat together, and so he sits down with them, and I don't know, the kid was the one that hit him was like, I don't know what was going on. I guess I don't know if they were exchanging words or whatever, but Mason said he kept, balling up his fist like this, at Adam, and Mason said, go ahead, hit me. And so, I never understood that. Why do people do that? Come on, hit me. Come on. Why do people do that? Because guess what? They're not going to try to hit you in the chest. They're not going to try to hit you in the arm. They're going to try to hit you in your face, And that's exactly what the little kid did when Mason said that. So then, Mason gets in trouble for egging it on. But then when the little kid did that, Mason, I call him the little kid. He's the same age as Mason, but Mason got up and went around the table, and then Mason shoved him. And then it was basically over. After that, it was basically over. Now, the school, I flat out told the principal, I was like, I just want you to know, I know what your guidelines are to the, for the ISD. I said, but my guidelines at home is if somebody attacks you, for example, if somebody hits you, you hit them back harder. And I know, I'm not trying to promote violence or anything like that. But this is a kid. This is my kid. And my kid has been being bullied for several years now. And, there comes a point to where you're going to have to kick some rear end to get some people to get off your back. He's so soft-hearted is the thing. And he loves the Lord. And I know, like last year, the issue was he's like, well, if God wouldn't want me to hit him. And I had to tell him, I was like, yes, but the Lord also doesn't want us to be abused. He doesn't want us to be physically hurt, physically harmed in any way, mentally harmed in any way. You have the right to stand up for yourself. And I think maybe at the very, very, very end of last year, he might have stood up for himself a little bit. I just can't get over. The pictures show the boys like this. They'll put Mason in the middle because Mason's so big. And this is the top of the heads. And then here's Mason way up here. He's so much bigger than these kids. And I mean, you would think they'd be afraid of him. But maybe because he's so big, he stands out to them. I don't know. Poor guy. But anyway, so Mason had lunch detention. He did his lunch detention today. He had lunch detention because he could have, according to the principal, he could have came and told him because he was in there, and then he wouldn't have gotten in trouble. He would have gotten in trouble for saying, okay, come on, you want to hit me? Hit me, for saying that, but he wouldn't have got lunch detention for that. But because he put his hands on him, which I told Mason, I'm like, you're not going to get in trouble for that at home. Matter of fact, somebody punch you in the face, you punch them back harder in the nose as hard as you can. Knock them flat out. I'm sorry. See, that's the crazy mom coming out at me. Sorry. That's what Brian calls the pit bull. Oh my gosh. There's this new Christian song that has come out. Is it called Roses, I think? And there's a story that goes along with it. But there's a reason. I mean, he's not being all romantic, but he says that I'm a rose. Brian calls me a rose. And like I said, it's not from being romantic. It's something from my past, and something that got told to me before. And anyway, so this new song called Roses, it's a very pretty song, and he was telling Mason yesterday, your mama's a rose. When that song came on, your mama's a rose. And Mason goes, yeah, with a lot of thorns. This was after I had gone and picked him up. However, I did not go in like a crazy woman. I got myself together, and I dealt with it accordingly, you know. I don't agree with Mason telling the other little kid, come on, hit me. You're going to hit me? Hit me, I don't agree with that. About him pushing the other little kid back, that don't bother me at all, because at some point Mason's going to have to stand up for himself. It is so hard as a parent to turn your child loose into the hands of what we have, like one teacher per 20 students. I don't think they put more than 20, sometimes maybe 22 in a classroom. And there's nobody in the world that's going to treat your children the way you want them treated and love them the way that you love them. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't teachers that are going to but they're not the mom, they're not the dad, they're not going to love them the way you do. And I'm just saying, one teacher to watch 20 kids, that's a lot. That's a lot for them to have to watch and be responsible for, a licensed facility, when I worked in a facility at a preschool, you had to have 2 adults for 20. And so that gave you 10 students each to be responsible for. And that's a lot. That's still a lot, so it's just hard, sending your kids and trusting them in the hands of these very few adults, a lot more kids than adults. And times are changing and things are just so much more dangerous now. It's tough. It's tough sending your kids out there not knowing the next move. What else is going to happen. Okay, guys, I got that off my shoulders. I feel better now. Y'all feel better? Y'all probably over there going, oh, she's telling her son to hit somebody. Only if they... Okay, let me tell you. I can remember growing up, I was always told, you don't start a fight, you end a fight. Okay? And do you know that I never once got into a fight over myself? I was in 2 fights, like physical fights in school, and they were all because somebody older hurt my little brother. Both times. Those were the only 2 times. And I went after them, because they hurt my little brother, and he was mine, and that's how I was raised, that, when mom and dad weren't around, it was my responsibility to take care of my little brother, and I did. Now, like the schools have to do, they have to follow their guidelines and procedures and policies, and I had to sit in the front, and but guess what? Those people that hurt my little brother, they didn't do that again, and I didn't like it. I didn't like having to fight, but that should have been the first warning of what kind of mother I was going to be. And I don't think, we have 6 kids, and I'm trying to think back. Our first child that we had was a little girl. She had issues with girls in school, but not till high school. My son Bailey, he was always very feminine, or had feminine qualities about him. And then when he was a senior, he finally, I mean, everybody suspected he was gay. And when he was a senior, he just, finally came out and said, and he said that he was picked on, but he didn't tell me because he didn't want me coming up there and dealing with it. Next in line was my son, Matt. And he's the jock in the bunch of them. I mean, he's one of those natural talent kind of people that make you sick, because they can do, like, his very first year, he didn't start playing baseball until it was kid pitch, the first year of kid pitch, because they have t-ball, then they have t-ball, then they have coach pitch, and then they have kid pitch. And he didn't start he didn't start playing baseball until it was the year that they did the coach pitch. I mean, not coach pitch, kid pitch. And the kid was able to pick up a ball, and he was pitching for his team. I mean, he just, had natural, just anything to do with the ball. It was natural for him. He could catch on to any sport that he tried. He was good in soccer. He was good in football. He was good in basketball. Baseball, he was good in it. So he's kind of like the jock in the family, and then I had my Kagan, and he's my computer baby. And I'm trying to think back. I don't remember him telling me. I don't think he really ever, they did not tell me if they were bullied. They didn't tell me very often. I think they know that I turn into a crazy white woman, apparently. Hi, Kendra. You sent me a message. I see it. So then this that we've been going through with Mason has been hard. It is so hard to sit and watch your child come home. This was last year. This hasn't happened this year, but last year he had come home, and I don't know, he had a bad day. And then he was in the kitchen. He was getting him a snack after school, and his plate fell. And his dad looked at him, and his dad said, "Watch what you're doing." And he literally just melted. I mean, he just crumbled and was crying, like shuddering cries. And as soon as he started that, Brian and I both got up and went straight to him, and we're like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Because this was not him. This was not like him. He just had a meltdown and was falling apart. And some stuff had been going on at school, and it just had built up and built up and built up. And then I think that something big had happened at school that day, and he just could not take it anymore, and he had this issue. Well, I'm instantly on the phone. I'm calling, I'm leaving voicemails with, everybody, the principal, the superintendent. When I called, I was able to get somebody in the office. But they were just the secretaries. They couldn't do anything about it. I instantly started, I don't know if you other schools have something called Remind. We have Remind here, and it's like a way to contact the teacher. Usually, it just depends on the teacher. His teachers that he's had, and all of Aurora's teachers, after hours, if it's not like 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, midnight, stuff like that, they'll message you back. But I instantly was messaging his teacher to, trying to figure out what was going on. And that was the point that when they did this thing where, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like where both kids have to sign some form saying that they will not speak to each other. They will not put their hands on each other, and if one of them does, they get expelled from school. Well, this is already, okay, so by this point, I can't tell you how many times I've called up there and gotten, oh yeah, they're going to do something. Talk to his teacher, yeah, they're going to do something, but then here we are, and we're at this point, and So this is what they're going to do, you know. They're going to, I'm going to eat a peppermint. I don't have any more Andes mints anymore. I ate them all. So, you know, it's like a contract that they have to sign, you know, and I'm like, and that's going to protect my kid? I mean, you're going to keep my kids safe? I don't know. I just hope it doesn't go that bad this year. I hope it don't. I mean, so far things have been decent. Look, I look like a chipmunk. But if I put on my tongue, I may spit on y'all. Maybe I shouldn't have got a big. Maybe I should have broke it before I put it in there. It's just soft mints. If I start chewing, it'll dissolve all up. But I had these earlier, the cinnamon ones. I really like these. I'll eat so many though that I'll burn my tongue. My taste buds will like be scalded because they're so hot. Okay, so I did my gripe session, you guys. I know I've heard some moms out there talking, and I know that I'm not the only one that has kids that are suffering. It's just hard as a parent to watch your kid. When your kid hurts, you hurt, you know, and so it's hard. I was looking at the time to see if it was going. It's hard to watch your kids hurt. I think any good mom will agree with that, you know. Okay, so I should be having a baby come. I want a baby. And it should be getting here. I haven't done a trace on it or tracked it yet, so I'm not sure exactly when it's supposed to be here. But I'm willing to bet really, really soon. I haven't decided if I'm going to open that or if I want to save it. Right now, my little tulip is working really, really hard to get to a baby that she's working on for me. I did tell, you know, there's no rush. If she can't get it done before Christmas, it's okay. But I've already had another baby doll sent to her to be painted as well. Brian doesn't know that. And then I'm going to have a blue sparrow painted for me. Brian didn't know that either. So, okay, so there's lots of babies that are coming up. I do have some babies that I'm still trying to get rid of. I have babies that are for sale. If you're interested, I will put in the description my email, and I will put my Instagram message where you can message me on Instagram. But I think for now that's it. I do not have a baby tonight, but tomorrow is going to be Simon Peter. I'm going to do a video with Simon Peter and have him ready for Christmas. And I've almost got all the babies ready. I just want to thank everybody for taking time to stop in and listen to me rant and rant and rant. I needed to get it off my shoulders. Have a little therapy session with everybody. There are good things to come. And I just want to tell everybody, even though I griped, I still want to tell everybody Merry Christmas. I'm going to say it in every video because it's coming so fast. I'm already starting to feel sad because I'm feeling like, sorry, I'm getting my foot. Because I'm already starting to feel like it's almost over with. It is almost over with, and that makes me sad. But okay, everybody, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you tomorrow.